but as a colorist, I also do Conform, and I actually like Conform and have written a couple of tools for Conform. So what I was thinking about talking about today is how you can optimize your uh, workflow for conforming with custom resolve scripts. So I will share my screen and let's go. There we go. Okay, so let's say we have an XML. So we import a new timeline from an XML, which we edited in Premiere, import it. All the settings are okay, automatic project, import everything, use sizing, and so on. We press OK, and we get this 10 clips are missing. Uh, let's investigate what this is all about. As you can see, some of the clips, this is actually from a dive trip I've done in Bonaire. So, well, we have some shots that are missing. Let's investigate. So what we can do in the index here is to just show offline clips. And when I look at the source in, it all says 000. So something has been wrong when I created the offline clips for these files. So let's go back to the media page and see what happens. And if I look here, day one, all the shots are there, but on day three, so day two is actually missing. So let's see what happens if I import that. So I create a new bin. Why doesn't it? New bin. Okay. Day two. And I import the clips from day two. And I was correct. The time code was actually not correct. So going back here, I check this. It's clip 10380. I go there. And when I then change the start time code, I can do that in clip attributes. So I select clip attributes, go to the time code page here, and then just write 000 and OK. And something happened to this first clip, and it's actually the clip it should be. But as you can see, the second clip, which was also offline, is using the same thing. And this can happen when you change time code on clips. But we can just reload the XML file and then everything will be fine. The thing is that if I take several clips and go to clip attributes, I can't change the time code for all the clips. So I wrote a small script. And I will show you the script a little bit later. So I select all the clips, go to workspace and scripts where they are. And there I've created one which is called zero timecode clips. So the zero timecode clips will set all the clips I've selected in the media pool to zero timecode start. So as you can see, they just rippled down. And now that I have done that, I can just import the timeline again, XML. I have to give it another name because otherwise it will say that there is already a timeline used called Bonaire 2024. I turn off the automatic import of the source clips because they are already in my project. And I press OK, select where it should conform from. OK, and now all the clips work fine as expected. The thing is that if we look here, we can, this is pre Resolve 20 that script was written. But in Resolve 20, they actually changed something, so we don't need the script. And I'm quite happy that they don't need the script anymore because when um, like Magic writes new functions, then yeah, sometimes scripts are not necessary. But what you can do is you can just select a few clips, go to the inspector, and in the inspector, you can choose the file. And here now you can change the time code for, like, say, 1 hour. And then all these clips are changed directly. So that's quite a nice feature which came in Resolve 20. Okay, so let's continue. I load a reference file. So I have my offline here and go to the page here, go to the offline selection and drag it in. Then you can do a split check using vertical wipe. As you can see, everything looks quite all right. So the if we go to my web page, which is called niva.nu, if there is on there, you can go to the DR scripts, or you can go on the page on freeware DaVinci Resolve scripts. And here you find a lot of free Resolve scripts, which I've created and which you can download and use and also learn from. Refresh clips is one I did where when you rendered like text in After Effects and updated, so if there was a spelling error, it didn't update the footage in Resolve. So what you can do now is you can actually update it with this script. But this is also fixed in Resolve 20, but I'm still keeping the script here anyway. Zero timecode clips, that's the script we just used. And I also made one for zero time clips 24, because sometimes you need to have 24 hours when you get from offline. Then we have a queue selected timelines, which is kind of a render queue thing, where you can just add a lot of your timelines to with a certain preset. And what you can do here as well, you can select what directory. If you use the normal add render queue, you can only select, they all go to the same destination. And here you can now select that. Then there is the color space exchange, which you can use if you're using color managed projects. The color managed projects, you can copy the input color space and the IDT settings from a project and load it into another project. So if you do a color trace, it only color traces the actual node trees, and it doesn't take care of the input color space you used from the source timeline. So this way you can actually exchange between projects, which is quite nice. And then we have a last one, which is the timeline blanking detector. And that one, I hope that Blackmagic will implement really soon, because it would be really nice. But I will be showing you how it works. So going back to Resolve. In Resolve, you can select in the timeline viewer background alert red, which then shows you if I turn off this, it shows if there is somewhere we have like blanking issues, which is very nice, but it's a manual thing and you have to look for it. So I created this script. If we go to the workspace, there is something called console. And console, if you're using scripts console is the place where you get feedback from what the script is saying. So you can, it's always good when you're using scripts to open it because it also shows you if there are errors in your script. Then I go to script again and select timeline blanking. And there I get a little requester asking me what video tracks I want to use. I can use all. I can just use video one or video two. If I have shots where which I have moved on video track two, I maybe don't want to get all those in there as well. But in this case, we just have one video track, so I will just use all, press OK. And as you can see, we've gotten some markers. If I go to markers here, you see blanking left, right, and bottom. So it's because it's rotated. There is blanking on all sides. You have blanking at the bottom. You see it. I don't know if it shows in. You can see you have blanking on the top, right here, and blanking left and top. So then you can just go in and adjust those things. I'm not sure. Okay, well, yeah, I just have a few minutes left. Then going to the scripts, like I said, just don't download the scripts and install them. Look at what they do. They're quite easy. You just open them in like any text editor. I just can go through really quickly what the zero timecode clips script does. I'm using something called Lua, which is a language, and the script is not longer than this. The timeline blanking script is obviously a bit longer because it does a lot more and there's a lot of calculations as well. But what it does is here the script starts and the AP, Blackmagic's API gives you a lot of functions, and these functions you can then put into variables. The variable here, you get the function resolve in the variable resolve, which you then can use to get the project manager, which the project manager, you can get the current project. And in the current project, you can then get the media pool. And in the media pool variable, you can then get the selected clips. And that's the clips I selected that I want to create the zero timeline. These clips will then be in something called an array, which means that there can a lot of clips in this array. And this array can then be with something called a for loop. You can do a loop around these clips. So it will check every clip. It looks if the clips are actually a clip or if it's a timeline or something else. And if it's something else, it doesn't do anything. But if it's a source clip, it will set the clip property for start timecode to 0000. So it's very easy. So if you need to modify this script, you can just modify it. The one where we had the 24-hour script, it just is 24 here instead, and that's it. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about.